Mastering string functions in Python with real-world examples. In this lesson, we will explore the most commonly used string functions in Python. Whether you are building a web form, writing a chatbot, or processing user input, understanding how to manipulate strings is essential. Let's begin with the basics. What are string functions? String functions are built-in methods in Python that help you process and modify text. Think of them as tools that allow you to clean up, analyze, or transform strings into exactly what you need. Let's start with something simple. Let us begin with two basic string methods, upper and lower. These convert all alphabetic characters in a string to either uppercase or lowercase. Let us see an example. City, New York. Then print city.upper. This prints all characters in uppercase. Print city.lower. The lower method that converts all characters in lower. This method is return new strings with all characters in uppercase or lowercase. This is especially useful for standardizing user input, like checking names in a database regardless of how they were typed. Now that you have seen how to change the case of strings, let us take it a step further. Sometimes we need to inspect the content of a string. For example, to validate user input in a form or to filter data based on type. Python provides Boolean string methods that return true or false, depending on the type of characters in the string. Let us start with a simple example. User ID, user 123. Then check this user ID is alphanumeric using user ID dot is alnum. That returns true because it contains digits and alphabets. The second is print user ID dot is alpha. This also checks that the string user ID contains alphanumeric only, but it doesn't contain alphabetic only. It also contains numeric. Here is alnum checks if the string contains only letters and numbers. Since user 123 has both letters and digits, it returns true. On the other hand, is alpha returns false because digits are not considered alphabetic. Let us try another case. First name Leah. Print first name dot is alpha. That returns true. Since Leah contains only letters, is alpha correctly returns true. Now let's consider this. Number 789. Print number is numeric, returns true, because all are digits. This is useful when you are expecting numerical input, like a phone number or age. The isNumeric method confirms that 789 contains only digits. Alright, beyond content checkers, you may also need to examine how the string is capitalized. This is especially useful when dealing with names, titles, or codes. Let us look at a few examples. Book title, A Tale of Two Cities. Print book title is title, that returns true. Next, slogan, open for all. Print slogan.isLower, that returns true. Code, secret 1 to 3. Print code is upper, that returns true. Because its title checks whether each word in the string starts with an uppercase letter. So in the book title, all words start with an uppercase letter. So it returns true. Is lower checks if all letters are lowercase. So in the example, the slogan, open for all characters are lowercase. So it returns true. The other is upper. That confirms if all alphabetic characters are uppercase. So in the code secret 1 to 3, except the digits, all alphabetic characters are capital. For example, if you change T in a small letter and check that the code is upper, that returns false because one of the characters is small. These checks are especially valuable in formatting validation ensuring consistency in user input, or enforcing style standards across your application. Next, you may wanna know how many characters are in a string. This is important when validating input fields, checking password length, or limiting user responses in a form. Python makes this task simple with the built-in len function. Let us take a look at an example. Message, welcome to IPython lab. Print len message. Then the len function returns the total number of characters in the string are 23, including letters, spaces, punctuation, and numbers. This means everything inside the quotation mark is counted. Here are some real-world scenarios where len is useful. Enforcing a minimum or maximum password length in user registration, trimming lengthy user-generated text for display or storage, limiting the number of characters in feedback forms or survey fields, checking whether a message exceeds a certain limit before sending. So, the len function is one of the most powerful and practical tools in Python. Whether you are working with user input, data validation, or text formatting, this function helps ensure your string data stays clean and within limits. Now let us explore some more advanced string operations. This helps you clean up, split, or format text effectively. Joining strings with join. Sometimes you need to combine multiple words into a single sentence or a formatted string. This is where the join method becomes extremely useful. Imagine you have a list of items for a shopping list, such as milk, eggs, bread, and instead of printing them individually, you can format them as a single line of text using the join method. So, in this case, quotation comma dot join items, the comma that used to separate the items in a sentence. Then, the join method that combines all list items together with the comma separated. Here, this part is the separator. It tells Python to place a comma and a space between each item in the list. You can also customize the separator, for example, using a dash. And instead of comma, you can use dash dot join items, and this just prints out the items in a single sentence with dash separator. This technique is especially helpful in real-world tasks like turning a list of user inputs into a readable sentence, generating formatted strings for reports or logs, exporting list data into a comma-separated format for CSV files, displaying search results or menu items neatly. So, the join method is powerful because it bridges structured data and human-readable output, allowing you to display clean, organized information without loops or extra formatting logic. Now let's see another useful method is called split. If you want to break a string into parts, use a split method. It separates a string into a list of words or tokens based on spaces or a character you specify into that method. For example, sentence, learning Python is fun. This is a single sentence, and if you want to split into words, you can use sentence.split. Then it's going to split the sentence into words based on the space. So you can see that the list of words, learning Python is fun. You can also split by specific characters. For example, breaking a sentence at commas or hyphens. Here is an example. We have a single string with comma separated, but if you want to split into list of items with the specific characters such as comma, you can use data.split, then specify comma in quotation. Just split into words or items based on the character comma. This is great when parsing CSV files or analyzing user input in word by word. Now let us move on to the replace method. This method is perfect when you need to update or clean text data in your Python programs. Let's take a simple example. Message, Leah has a balloon. Then, if you wanna just replace a substring has with another substring, you can use message.replace. Then has is the substring of the original message and had is the new substring of the message. Leah has a balloon. Here we replace the word has with had, effectively updating the message. The original string remains unchanged because strings in Python are immutable. The method returns a new string with the changes applied. This is especially useful in real-world tasks such as fixing typos in user input, updating the status of an object in a log or message, standardizing inconsistent terms in datasets. For example, you might use replace to change all instances of pending to approved in a list of transaction statuses, or correct a misspelled brand name across your entire database. Now let's move on to the next. When you are dealing with user input or reading from files, it is common to encounter extra spaces at the beginning or ending of the strings. These spaces can cause issues when comparing strings or saving data. Python provides three useful methods to clean up those spaces. A strip that removes both leading and trailing spaces. Lstrip removes only leading spaces. Rstrip removes only trailing spaces. Let's look at a real-world example. Username Leah. This username contains the spaces in the beginning and end of the string. So, to remove the spaces in both sides, you can use username.strip that removes spaces in both sides and you get Leah without space. Here, the strip method cleaned up the unnecessary spaces from both ends. This is especially useful when processing user input from forms. If you are reading data from a file or database, you might need to clean just one side. For example, line total 42. There is a space in the beginning, but there is no space in the end. So you may need to use a strip. So you need to use lstrip to remove the spaces from the beginning of the string. Then line.lstrip that removes the spaces from the beginning. Or maybe you are formatting reports like entry Leah with new line. So entry.rstrip because the new line is from the end of the string. This prevents unexpected linearies or spacing issues when displaying or storing values. In short, a strip and its variant are powerful tools for cleaning up text, always considering trimming your data before processing or comparing it. Lastly, but not the least, let us see how to reverse a string. Python provides a simple and elegant way to reverse any string using the built-in reversal function combined with the join method. Let's look at this with an example. Text Leah. Then reverse text quotation dot join reversed then text. In this case, the reversed text returns an iterator with the characters in reverse order. The join method then combines them back into a single string. Let me show you by converting into list because it is iterable object, and let's pass this into list and see that it's just a reversed characters and need to combine them back into a single string. So that's why we need to use join after reversed the characters in a string. We need an empty string as the separator to ensure the characters are connected directly without any space in between. This approach is useful in many scenarios such as checking for palindromes, displaying reverse versions of user inputs. In this lesson, we have explored essential Python string functions that help you work with the text more effectively. From changing case using upper and lower, checking content with Boolean methods like isAlpha and isNumeric, counting characters with len, and manipulating strings with join, split, replace, and strip, These tools allow you to clean, format, and control your text data with precision. Mastering these functions will make your code more efficient, readable, and user-friendly, especially when handling real-world text input and output.